Schedule a free design consultation, and the more you buy, the more you'll save on blinds, shades, shutters, and more from Budget Blinds. Visit budgetblinds.com today.
Good evening. A community is in mourning after the tragic deaths of 2 toddlers in a house fire Tuesday morning. Now, questions are being raised as to why there was no fire response, and local RCMP say they were the only first responders on the scene. Jeremy Thompson reports.
All that remains of the home is a charred foundation. Shortly after RCMP arrived at the scene, a man emerged from the blaze carrying the bodies of his 2 young children in his arms. But no fire trucks ever went to the call. The reserve allegedly cut off from fire services from neighboring Loon Lake for being behind on their bills. The village administrator says she told an accountant from the First Nation that Loon Lake would stop providing fire services if the $3,300 bill wasn't paid.
And he said to me then that we hadn't actually saved a building on his reserve, so they didn't know if they really were going to be paying the bill.
LaHoo says after a fire board meeting in January, Loon Lake sent a letter to the First Nations chief that stated they would no longer respond to fire calls on the reserve. But Chief Richard Ben says he never received a letter.
I didn't know anything about that. I assumed we've been paying like we've always have. This last summer we had a grass fire, and they were there along with our community members. So that's why I can't understand why he said we discontinued services when they were there. They were always here and we pay them.
Regardless of the politics involved, the fact remains that 2 children lost their lives and the community is mourning their loss.
Well, everybody's in shock, I guess. Everybody's devastated, and everybody's just don't know what to do.
Just support the family out of our hearts, and it is devastating for the small ones to be gone like that, and it really hurts the whole community.
Residents are now left to wonder, had the fire department responded to the call, would Haley and Harley Chena now still be alive?
Who's to say? I don't know. If we would have responded, could we have saved those 2 people? I don't know. And that's, unfortunately, it's very tragic, and that's something we're all going to have to live with now. But I'm hoping that once they get the things that they need to deal with out of the air, we can all sit down and maybe negotiate something or get something done so that this doesn't happen going forward.
The community is now focusing on giving support to the family to help them through this tragic time. Reporting from the Makwasagaken First Nation, Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
RCMP have made an arrest after threats were allegedly made on Facebook to Loon Lake Volunteer Fire Chief and Mayor Larry Heon, whose crew did not respond to the fire. A 27-year-old man was arrested and released this morning. Police could not confirm what the charges the man is facing, but say the suspect is to appear in court next month. And following the fatal fire yesterday in Loon Lake, Aboriginal Affairs issued this statement. The health and safety of First Nation communities is a priority. That's why we provide funding to the First Nations to support operations and maintenance of fire protection infrastructure and training on reserve. In Saskatchewan last year, some of the funds allocated to First Nations helped to purchase 3 fire trucks, the construction of 3 fire halls, as well as fire protection equipment for 4 First Nation communities. In the 2014-2015 fiscal year, the Makwasagaken First Nation received $33,999 of funding from our government, and the community has a fire hall and a truck. As well, National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations Perry Bellegarde has also released a statement saying he sends his condolences to the family and community, and he wants to see a full investigation into the incident to ensure this does not happen again. Lac La Biche RCMP are seeking the public's help in locating 2 15-year-old girls who were believed to have run away Sunday night. The police no longer believe the girls are in the Lac La Biche area. Casey Joe is Aboriginal with a medium complexion, slim build of 5 foot 8 inches tall and weighing 130 pounds. Casey has light brown hair and green eyes and was last seen wearing a purple coat, gray or dark sweatpants, and a blue or gray hat with flaps. Aaron Gorovenko is Caucasian with a medium build, 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing 130 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a red jacket and light-colored yoga pants. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Lac La Biche RCMP at 780-623-4380 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. One woman is in the hospital after a single vehicle rollover on Highway 16 this afternoon. Emergency crews responded to the car upside down in a ditch near Kempton Road. Police say the female driver was going eastbound when the vehicle went into the ditch and rolled twice. RCMP say weather played a role in the collision.
We've had freezing rain over the past hour. The roads are very slick, so we want to remind motorists to slow down in these weather conditions.
RCMP say the occupant was taken to Lloydminster Hospital and her injuries are unknown at the time.